Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Jefferson High School tonight. Your demos. Welcome to visiting the High School Cardinals. The theme of PIL Athletics is to maintain and improve high standards of conduct and competition and friendly relations with all schools. All spectators, regardless of their personal feelings of loyalty, should display good sportsmanship at all times. Please remember that inappropriate behavior may result in removal from the premises. Inappropriate behavior includes offensive language, the use of noisemaker signs, and not being dressed appropriately for a school activity. We ask that you demonstrate your good sportsmanship at all times during tonight's event. Our referee indicates the demos have won the coin toss and have elected to defer. Jeff will kick off from the south, Lincoln to receive from the north. Our officials for tonight's game are referee Matt Jennings, umpire Jason Howard, head linesman Jeff McNamee, line judge Chris Hansen, back judge Greg Nicholas. Your offensive starters for Lincoln: at left tackle, number 57, junior Patty Ryan; left guard, number 60, J.J. Ross; center, number 56, freshman Leonardo Coriani. The right guard is 62, Brady Holland. Number 72 at right tackle, Jackson Barber, a sophomore. At tight end, number 8, A.J. Riverman. And receiver number 4, Errol Brotherton. Receiver number 6, Parker Barnett. Receiver number 20, Elwood Gordon. The running back, Emmett Todney, a senior. And the junior quarterback is number 15, Liam Eldridge. Cody Schnoffer is the head coach of the Cardinals. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor America with the Star Spangled Banner. Ladies and gentlemen, to please keep the aisles clear in the grandstands. Concessions available right now on the south end of the main grandstand. The men's room is underneath the grandstand on the south end. The ladies' room underneath the grandstand on the north end. Once again, if you do go to the concession stand, we ask that you return to your seats. Let's keep that area clear of loitering. Defensive starters for the demos tonight are number 1, Montreal, Brazil, a senior; a junior, number 3, Chance Coleman; sophomore, number 6, E.J. Cozart; senior Harlem Carter wears number 8; number 9 is senior Robert Anthony III; number 12, junior Benicio Caldera Haynes; a senior, number 22, Josiah Clark Anderson; wearing number 40, P.J. Davis; number 50, a senior Royal Bowden; number 53, a sophomore Kyle Eason; and junior number 55, Sincere Severe. The head coach of the Demos is Anthony Stottlemyre. Josiah Clark Anderson to kick off for Jefferson. Emmett Togney is deep on the grandstand side for Lincoln. Parker Barnett on the far hash mark.
And we're underway. Line drive kick coming towards Jefferson. He's going to scoop it up
Parker Barnett, the return for Lincoln. Josiah Clark Anderson makes the stop for Jefferson. It'll be 1st and 10 for Lincoln from the Cardinal 25-yard line. Let's make that 1st and 10 at the Lincoln 21.
That's every 20 seconds.
So Eldridge working under center is going to hand it up straight up the middle to Togney breaks the tackle, has a first down.
Emmett Togney was the ball carrier. Josiah Clark Anderson, the lead tackler. First down, Lincoln.
Lincoln going hurry up.
35-yard line.
We barely have time to get set here as they're going to do another pitch, run, Togney back-to-back plays. This time he's wrapped up by a host of Democrats at the line of scrimmage.
Togney got 12 on the first carry, none on that, so 2 carries, 12 yards right off the bat.
And Lincoln,
Samir, the lead tackler.
did Schnaufer say anything about hurry-up offense? Because that's what they're running right now.
No, but there's the fullback right there.
Rolling out to his right, looking to throw as Eldridge fires off his back foot, and that is caught near the sticks. I believe that's A.J. Reverman it is. And he's just going to be a yard shy. Going to be a pickup of 9, brings up 3rd down and 1.
3rd down and 1 for Lincoln from the 44-yard line.
3rd down and a yard for the Lincoln Cardinals. They come out with a fullback set. Under center is Eldridge. He's going to give to Togney straight up the middle. He's got a 1st down and more inside midfield. A flag.
And Togney was the ball carrier.
I thought a flag was thrown. That was just on the sideline, but inside midfield to the 44-yard line. So another big run from Togney.
Last week's game was awful because it was plagued by penalties between McDaniel and Lincoln. The two teams had 15 penalties in the second half.
In the second half alone?
Sideline warning against Jefferson.
That's not a penalty. It's just a sideline warning. Players stepped out onto the field.
I was going to say, I was a little confused when I saw a flag end up on the white. So not a penalty the first time, just a warning. 1st down and 10 for the Cardinals. Liam Eldridge under center. And the ball is on the ground. I think Lincoln got back on. That might have been Togney to recover it, but nervy moment there early in this one.
Another thing from last week's game with McDaniel turnovers, total of 8 in the game. Each team had 4.
The ball at the Jefferson 45-yard line.
So Lincoln, they've already picked up a couple of 1st downs on this drive in Democrat territory. And that was a loss of 1 on the fumble, so they're going to face 2nd and 11 from the Democrat 45.
And we'll give that yard loss to the quarterback, Eldridge.
Brotherton out wide here on the left. They're going to do a read option. The football's on the ground, trying to pitch to Togney. He picks it back up, and he's got some daylight. Got a 1st down and more. Togney down the sideline. 10-5. Touchdown, Cardinals. Emmett Togney on the broken play.
Picks up the fumble.
44-yard touchdown run for Emmett Togney. What teams do, I think, they don't recognize the speed that Togney has. He's a powerful running back, but you get him through that initial line of scrimmage, he's gone. 44-yard touchdown pass. Time on that, 9:36 of the first quarter.
Certainly did not start as the prettiest of plays, as it was a fumble on a read option. Togney scooped it up and went the distance. Ricker will on for the PAT. Brotherton will put it down, and we got flags. And this is likely going to be, when you see a penalty on the PAT, often it's going to be a false start.
Now, Togney, 3 carries, 56 yards.
That's quite an average to start the game.
Mr. Reliable, the left-handed kicker, Lance Ricker. And that's half to penalties on Jefferson halfway to the goal.
So they're going to go for 2, aren't they?
They're going to go for 2.
So big opportunity for Lincoln with the half the distance to the goal. Of course, going to have a chance to punch it in here from the 2-yard line.
Tockney was outside that time and cut it back inside and then cut back outside about 5 yards downfield. Here's the play.
Piersnick's in the backfield. They're going to give it to Rickler. Piersnick.
For the point after
Rumbles
touchdown,
in. 2-point try is good.
Piersnick with the rush. The conversion is good. The score, Lincoln 8.
Piersnick, a big back, goes in for the 2. 8-0 at 9:36.
And if you're Jefferson right there, you know, had a chance to get off the field on 3rd and 1, then had a 2nd down in 11. It feels like that's a bit of a letdown drive, and I think they just have to pick up the energy a little bit if you're the Democrats after the first drive.
All right, as we get ready for the kickoff, let me tell you about one of our great sponsors, and that's Premier Jets. Premier Jets specializes in worldwide service and has experience visiting nearly every port of the world. They provide fast worldwide transport service to 6 continents, including all Pacific Islands. Their service includes an air ambulance, on-demand cargo, or charter flights. That's Premier Jets. Thanks to all of our sponsors.
So 8-0 after the Emmett Togney 44-yard scamper, followed by the Richler Piersnick 2-point conversion on a run up the middle. Lance Ricker set to boot it away for the first time today with 9:36 to play in the first quarter.
And on the far hash mark,
what a great drive to start the game. The first 2 games of the season, the Cardinals didn't score at all, and now they score in the first 3 minutes.
Bit of a personnel issue for, oh no, he's back on the field now. And actually they are gonna make a replacement on defense. Number 1, Montreal, Brazil coming out for E.J. Cozart. Referee telling Jefferson that they have to make a substitution there. So Rickert to boot it away to Cozart, who's standing on the right side of the field at around his own 10-yard line. Boots it the other way. Is going to be taken at the 10. He's going to cut up the middle. Decent kick coverage from Lincoln, gets out to the 25.
The thing the Cardinals are going to have to be careful about tonight, speed. The Jefferson Democrats have a lot of it.
Especially with star halfback Ishmael Littleton. In addition, watch out for number 88, London Walker, star receiver for the Democrats. 7 receptions, 110 yards, and 4 touchdowns already in the first 3 games.
Wow.
Brave Johnson is the halfback for the Jefferson Democrats, a junior.
He's a quarterback.
Pardon me, the quarterback for the Jefferson Democrats. Thank you, Dave. Brave Johnson. Littleton out wide. As I mentioned, got to keep an eye, on London Walker. Brave Johnson works from the shotgun. Motions the receiver. It's a high snap, and they're going to fake it end around, keeping himself as Johnson. He's brought down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss on the play.
Brave Johnson sacked on the play by Cameron
It's a big loss.
And Grayson Murth.
Grayson Murth in on the sack there for the Lincoln Cardinals. So, first play, Jefferson going backwards.
That's a loss on the play of about 3.
That's more than 3. That's a loss of about 10.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong chain. It is a loss of 10.
So Jefferson way behind the sticks. Johnson works out of the gun, takes the snap, drops back to throw, steps up, fires to Walker on the far side. The star receiver makes a catch, tries to make a man miss, and he does get back to the initial line of scrimmage to London Walker. His 8th reception of the year, going to bring up 3rd and 10.
For Jeff, it's 3rd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Back to the original line of scrimmage for 3rd down. Cardinal had everybody covered deep that time. Walker caught that ball short. I'm sorry.
It was Walker. Yeah, it was Walker. It was Walker.
Yeah.
London Walker. It was his 8th reception of the year. Cozart is the back. Looking to go deep is Brave Johnson. It's just out of the reach of Montreal, Brazil.
Was intended for Montreal,
the senior just too far, and that's going to bring up a punting situation for the Democrats.
Josiah Clark Anderson
had sole coverage out there, the safety, and Walker had a step on
Parker
him.
Barnett at safety for Lincoln.
Brazil
Yeah,
had
yeah.
a step on him.
And returning is that Julian Crozel for Lincoln? Crozel? That
I
is
think it's Parker Barnett.
Pardon me, that is Parker Barnett to return this punt for the Cardinals. We have a whistle and a timeout from Jefferson. So, if you're the Lincoln Cardinals, an absolutely great start to this football game. Converting on third down on your first drive, then a 44-yard run from Togdy, get the two-point conversion, taking advantage of the penalty, and then a quick 3-and-out to start the game.
Well, we got a chance. Let me tell you about another one of our great sponsors, and that's Bio Lounge. Bio Lounge is a Northwest Portland functional medical clinic that partners with patients to support their unique health goals. Whether aiming to treat a condition, prevent chronic disease, or optimize health, our highly trained providers leverage the latest in scientific research and technology to provide exceptional care and outcomes. We believe health is a lifetime journey and are proud to support the Lincoln football team.
So Josiah Anderson on to punt for Jefferson. Standing deep at around his own 40-yard line is 6 Parker Barnett.
Cardinal will get good position on this.
Low snap, and it's a line drive punt, going to take a bounce, and Barnett wisely going to try and avoid that so as not to fumble, and it's down to the 35-yard line.
Clark Anderson.
You know, there's a lot to be said that you're looking at a bouncing punt, and you're also looking at a defender who's flying at you. I think he made the right decision.
Absolutely made the right decision there, because you take a big pop with a man who's already down there for Jefferson, and that fumble could be loose. That ball could be loose, pardon me. So Lincoln's going to start out with pretty good field position at their own 36 here, looking to add to their 8-0 lead, 8:18 to play in the first quarter.
Eldridge is 1-1 for 9 yards on that completion to Reverman.
Likely not the last time we will see A.J. Reverman targeted, one of the main receivers for this Lincoln team. Number 2, Enzo Oxford checks into the game at fullback for the Cardinals. Togney is the halfback. Under center is Eldridge. He's going to give to Togney straight up the middle, finds a lane, and Togney gets out to the 45-yard line, gain of 9.
Assisted by Maurice Scott.
Look at the acceleration Togney has when he hits the line of scrimmage.
Lincoln at the 45-yard line.
Very shifty, very talented
Let's make it
halfback.
2nd and 1.
So again, Oxford is the fullback. They're gonna pitch it to Togney. Bounces outside the hash marks, has a first down inside midfield to the Jefferson 46-yard line. So they are riding Emmett Togney.
Josiah Clark Anderson.
9 more yards that time for Togney.
1st and 10 Lincoln on this one.
74 yards on 5
The ball is at
carries
the Jefferson
for
46-yard
Togney.
line.
Continuing to pile up the yards. He remains in the game. Again with the fullback, Oxford. Under center is Eldridge. 1st down and 10 for Lincoln. They're going to spot this at the Jefferson 46-yard line. It looks like we have another timeout.
First time out of the first half.
Each team has taken a timeout now. That's on the Cardinals. 7:20 left to go in the first quarter. Cardinal lead 8-0.
So the Jefferson Democrats with a 13-12 loss to Roosevelt last game. The Cardinals with a 19-14 win over McDaniel. It seems like to start this game, Lincoln's just got a little bit more of that energy, especially when you got a star like Togney who you're handing the ball off to.
Well, I don't think there's anything that could have helped the Cardinals more in motivation than that win last week. After 2 shutout losses, a win last week, I can see the difference tonight.
Liam Eldridge under center. Oxford the fullback, Togney the halfback. They're going to give to Togney right up the middle, and he's got a lane again. Pulled down by his shoulder pad, gain of 9.
Josiah Clark Anderson made the stop.
See how Togney, when he gets the ball, kind of takes a couple of stutter steps up to the line. He's very good at looking where the hole is, and he steps into it and accelerates.
Senior shows very good vision. They're going to give it to him again, and he's got a 1st down and more, bouncing outside the hash marks, inside the Jefferson 30-yard line.
Tripped him up.
All right, he'd have been gone if he hadn't gotten tripped up that time. Another gain of 12 for Togney and a 1st down.
First down, Lincoln.
I'm impressed with the
demo,
conditioning of
26-yard
Emmett Togny. They've given him the ball, what is it, 8, 9 times now?
7 times.
7 times now. And rolling out, looking to throw, dumps it off short to number 2, Oxford. Falls down, but he picks up 3, and if he didn't fall down there, I think Oxford would have had a much bigger game. But good play from Oxford.
At the beginning of the season, Coach Snuffer told me, watch Enzo Oxford this season. He's a very good pass catcher. They haven't thrown him the ball much, but he came out of the fullback position that time and got the ball.
6 minutes, 10 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Piersnick in the game now at halfback, giving Togny a rest. They're going to give to Piersnick over the left side. Reichler Piersnick picks up about 5 on the carry, going to bring up 3rd and a short 3.
Piersnick, the ball carrier, Royal Bowden, and Josiah Clark Anderson, the tacklers. 3rd down and 3.
Piersnick a tailback now.
They're going to pitch it right side to Piersnick. Hitting the backfield, we got a penalty marker down. He is swarmed by blue jerseys.
Tackled for a loss.
Loss on the play, but we're going to have to check the penalty.
Sincere Severe.
Might be on the defensive line. Let's see.
On the play.
If it is a stop, it's a big one for the Jefferson Democrats. However, referees converging near the 20-yard line to talk this over. I didn't see anything obvious.
I didn't either, but it was in the middle of the line.
Having a word with a couple of the Jefferson defensive linemen, which does lead me to believe this is a defensive penalty.
They may have picked the flag up. I don't know. Let's see.
I still see a flag around the 20-yard line. Offensive, illegal shift. So they're going to decline. They're going to decline that.
Penalty is illegal shift against Lincoln. That penalty is declined. It brings up 4th down.
Field goal from here, you're looking at about 44-yarder. They're going to go for it on 4th and about 7. Eldridge in the gun. Piersnick's the halfback. Rolling out to his right is Eldridge. Now he's going to try and take off himself, and Eldridge is pushed out of bounds a couple of yards shy of the first down marker. Didn't have anyone open downfield. Jefferson's going to take over on down.
Liam Eldridge on the scramble, knocked out of bounds by Harlem Carter, assisted by Royal Bowden. The result of the play, a turnover on downs for the Demos.
I'll tell you what, Dave, if Harlem Carter doesn't chase down Liam Eldridge there, he's got a first down and maybe even more than that. That's a great play by Harlem Carter.
5:17 left to go in the first. 8-0 Cardinal.
We will see Brave Johnson and the Jefferson offense for the second time this evening. Johnson in the gun, gonna play action fake handoff, looks downfield, that's incomplete. His closest receiver was London Walker. We got another marker down.
There is a penalty flag on the play.
And it's a holding on Jefferson. Gonna back him up 10 yards. So both their first 2 drives now, they've been behind the sticks.
The Demos are penalized 10 yards for holding. That's from the spot of the foul.
If you're the Jefferson Democrats, you did a good job to stop that drive from Lincoln because they had a lot of momentum there, but now can you turn it into something offensively with an offensive output?
I'm a little surprised that Lincoln didn't go for the field goal, Coach. Rickard's got the distance.
He does. I've practiced with Lance Ricker. I was a kicker at Lincoln a few years ago. He's got a big leg. And rolling out is Johnson, now reversing. He's hit, and that might be 2 points. It is a safety.
Safety.
Tackled in the end zone by Conrad Kelsey. To play a safety. Score now Lincoln 10, the Demos 8.
No, I don't think it's 10-8. The PA announcer said 10-8. It's 10-0.
10-0 is the score.
Following the safety.
After the safety. It was 8 for Lincoln. They added a couple. I think that's probably what he meant to say.
Did you see who? It'd be hard to credit that to one person. It was gang tackling.
It was great penetration from the Lincoln front 7. And
what's good about that is, you get the points and you get the ball. They got a free kick from the 20.
Safeties are underrated because it's an opportunity to get 9, maybe 10 on the board. A humongous momentum swing anytime you can get it, and not to mention they have to kick off from the 20, not the 40.
Last week, the defensive line for the Cardinal played really, really well. One of the people was the freshman, Leo Coriani. I didn't see if he was on the field in that time, but the center of the line for Lincoln got great penetration.
So to return this for Lincoln are Reverman and Kai Lindsay, I think.
Most teams punt the ball in this situation. Let's see.
So Lincoln, as you said, moving up here because expecting a punt.
For the free kick.
You have the choice of free kick. You can either kick her off or punt it. Most teams do punt it. They try to get it up in the air.
Kai Lindsay is on the grandstand side for Lincoln.
Well, let me see. I'm not sure.
Emmett Togby on the far hash mark.
Cameron Rank coming in late for Lincoln.
Here we go. They are going to punt it.
And it's a good punt. Back to his own 35-yard line is Lindsay. Kai Lindsay gets to midfield.
Kai Lindsay with a return out to midfield.
Actually going to start in Jefferson territory at the 49. Good field position.
Robert Sunnis-Cohn made the stop for Jeff.
If you're Lincoln, this is an opportunity to take a 3-score lead in the first quarter.
First and 10, Lincoln at the Jefferson 49-yard line.
Workhorse Emmett Togney back into the game for the Cardinals. Oxford in at tailback and Liam Eldridge under center. Eldridge gives to Togney, and again, straight up the middle. Another fantastic run, bouncing outside,
And
inside the 25-yard line.
Brought down by Robert Anthony.
All right, all the way down. Let's see. Where
First
is he?
down Lincoln at the Jefferson 24-yard line.
So a gain of 25 for Togney that time. He's over 100 yards here with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter.
By far Lincoln's best offensive explosion in any quarter that we've seen so far this season. They're looking to add as Jefferson's defense getting gashed by that power run. They're going to give it to Togney again. This time they were ready for it.
And Togney into the line. Robert Sunnis-Cohn made the stop. Kyle Eason the assist.
Eason and Cohn in on the stop there for Jefferson. If you're Jeff,
Second
you need
down
more of that
and
type
10.
of penetration from your front seven.
Togney has 9 carries, 120 yards. 8 minutes into the game.
I'm no math expert, but I think that's more than 10 yards a carry, Dave.
I think that's about 15.
Togney, let's see if he gets his 10th carry here. Oxford still in the game at tailback, second down and 10. Give it to Togney right up the middle. He's found some space. Togney breaking tackles inside the 10.
And Togney is the ball carrier.
And we have an injured
Robert
Jefferson
Anthony,
Democrat on the play.
tackler.
Now we can round it off. 10 carries, 136 yards.
Crazy numbers.
Go ahead.
I was going to say
It'll be
crazy
first and
numbers,
goal for
13.6
Lincoln
yards
at
a touch.
Jefferson 6-yard line.
And we're going to have an injury.
All right, we've got a player down on the field. While we've got a player down, let's talk about one of our other great commercials sponsors, and that's Garfinkel Orthodontics. Garfinkel Orthodontics are celebrating 50 years at helping Portland smile. Dr. Judah is an alum of Lincoln, 1992, and the entire team at Garfinkel Orthodontics are proud to support Lincoln High School and excited to help your family smile. Complimentary consultation at garfinkelortho.com.
Chance Coleman shaking up on the play for the demos.
So it's good to see Chance Coleman getting up under his own power right now.
Not only is Togney smart, quick, tough to bring down, but boy, he has great balance, and he took a couple of defenders the last 5 yards there.
So it looks, can't see perfectly from here, but it looks like first and goal from the 7.
First and goal, Lincoln.
Under center is Liam Eldridge. Jefferson stacking the box. They're going to give to Togney, trying to bounce off of a tackler. Falls forward to about the 5.
Emmett Togney with the ball.
Give him 2 on the carry.
Josiah Clark Anderson made the stop. Second and goal, the ball is at the 4-yard line.
Beautiful sunset here in Portland as the Lincoln Cardinals looking to take a commanding 3-score lead. They got second and goal from the 5. Handoff. Right side stretch play. Togney catches the edge. Togney's in. Touchdown, Lincoln.
Emmett Togney, 4 yards. Touchdown, Lincoln.
Let's see if they go for 2.
Lance Ricker is on. Looking to make this a 17-0 game. Errol Brotherton will put this down.
Lance Ricker for the point after touchdown.
The time on that, 2:54.
And it's a botched hold. Ricker's going to pick it up and try to run it himself, and he's going to get swarmed. So the try is no good.
Josiah Clark Anderson with the tackle on the scramble. The 2-point conversion attempt fails. The score, Lincoln 16. The Demos, no score.
So even though they botched that PAT, if you're Lincoln, got to be feeling really good right now. Everything's clicking.
Not just on offense, but on defense too. Great penetration. Let's see, Jefferson has, what, 1 first down?
I don't even know if they have any first downs, to be quite honest. I don't think they have a first down.
They had that pass completion from Johnson to Walker.
They were behind. They were behind the sticks.
That's it.
It was 2nd and 20. So Lincoln's defense, rock solid as well so far.
Lance Ricker will kick off for Lincoln. Montreal Brazil is deep for Jeff on the far side.
So Brazil and Patton, Brazil and Robinson
is on the grandstand side.
Deep to receive for the Democrats.
154 yards total offense so far for Lincoln in the first quarter. Of course, Togney has 142 of that.
Emmett Togney, an absolute workhorse for the Lincoln Cardinals. Short kickoff. It's going to take a hop, and Robinson's going to try and go down the sideline. He does.
Jaden Robinson on the return.
Roll over Brotherton.
If I was Robinson, I might have let that bounce out of bounds.
It's tough because if it stays in, of course, it's a live ball. It's
right.
Tough to see right there, but nonetheless, Jefferson's going to start from, looks like they're on 26-yard line.
1st and 10, Jefferson. The ball is at the Demos, 26-yard line.
Jefferson comes out with 3 receivers set, 1 in the slot, 2 wide. London Walker is in single coverage with a DB out on the left side of the field. Here's a handoff up the gut, and going nowhere is Anthony. No gain on the play.
Leonardo Coriani and Brady Holland with the tackle.
Remember who I was mentioning, Coriani? Coriani made that hit, made that stop. He got some help that time from
2nd down and 10.
Holland.
So far for the Lincoln Cardinals, everything
Brady
clicking
Holland
on the defensive line. Under center is Brave Johnson. He's going to give it left side, trying to cut back up the middle now, and he gets back maybe close to the line of scrimmage.
Coriani on that stop too, number 56.
Cameron Rank and Grayson Murph, the tacklers.
All right, Cameron Rank in there too from the linebacker spot.
Third down, 11 to go from the Jefferson 25-yard line.
Behind the sticks again on 3rd down. Minute 30 left to play, first quarter with the clock rolling. Brave Johnson claps his hands, takes the snap, under pressure, hit from behind. Johnson breaks loose, looking to fire to London Walker, coming back to the ball, and it is tipped and incomplete. Walker almost had that one.
Was intended for London Walker. It's 4th down.
What a big pressure that time from Brady Holland, number 62 for the Cardinal. Cardinal going to get the ball with pretty good field position again.
Barnett standing on his own 41 right now.
Josiah Clark Anderson in punt formation.
Another punt from Clark Anderson for Jefferson.
Parker Barnett at safety for Lincoln.
Minute 18 left to play. First
Boy, that
quarter.
was right off Walker's fingertips, wasn't it?
I thought he was going to haul it in.
I did too.
Another bouncer in front of Barnett. Takes the Jefferson hop. 36-yard line. And yeah, Walker came back to that ball. It was a little bit underthrown, but he was awfully close. I thought he was going to catch that.
Now that's been twice. He's been deep, and both times he was by the defender. One time it was overthrown. That time right off his fingertips.
The ball is at the
Jefferson
Cardinals'
likely to
36-yard
see
line.
that as a missed opportunity as they trail 16-0.
Johnson, the quarterback for the Demos, is 1 of 4 for 10 yards. Eldridge is 2 of 2 for 12 yards.
1:06 to play in the first quarter. Late substitution for Jefferson. They're a little out of sorts right there as Eldridge rolling out, firing down the right sideline, got a man. It's just out of the reach of 6 Barnett.
The Eldridge pass.
Faked a dive play that time. The Togney dropped back through deep, trying to catch the Demos, not being back for that, and just overthrew Parker Barnett.
Good route from Barnett that time. As you said, just a little bit too far. But if you're Lincoln, that's a play you might go back to because it was there. Second down and 10 for the Cardinals from their own 36. Come out in a power run formation with a fullback again. There's Togney breaking another tackle. Emmett Togney dragging defenders. The ball came loose.
I don't know. I think the referee whistled that one. I think it was down.
He did not. Maybe they did. I can't tell. Yeah, he was. And I think that's the right call.
14 on the carry for Togney. 156 yards here in the first quarter.
And if you're Jefferson, what you just need to seem to answer is how do you stop Emmett Togney?
Well, you might wear him out. There's not many high school kids that carry the ball.
1st and 10 Lincoln.
13 times in the first quarter of a game.
The Cardinals, 48-yard line.
It's on pace to take 52 carries in this one.
Lincoln had a ball carrier before, Brady Kopetz. I saw him carry the ball 40 times one time in a game. That's the most I've seen.
Rex Burkhead for Nebraska back about 14 years ago carried the ball 33 times in one game.
Royal Bowden with
Piersnick on the carry, and he gets 7.
So Lincoln running the ball at will right now on the Democrats.
2nd down and 3 at the Jefferson 45-yard line.
That's going to take us to the end of the first quarter with Lincoln on top, 16-0.
After one quarter, Lincoln leads 16-0.
Ben, I've been doing Lincoln games for 6 years. That might be the best quarter I've ever seen Lincoln play.
I remember back when I was, you'd have to go back to when I was playing for Lincoln about 8 years ago. They'd put up Lincoln put up 35 when I was playing against Cleveland in the first quarter. And this is kind of, although it's not that lopsided yet, just the dominance they're getting on both sides of the ball right now. Reminds me a little of that.
Wes Warren was the coach in. He liked to run the ball.
Wing T offense.
After that, the Cardinals were coached by Jeremy Johnson, who's now the head coach at Newburgh.
Who beat them the second game, pardon me.
Right. Beat them last year, beat them this year, so.
Lincoln begins the second quarter, 2nd down and 3 at the Jefferson 45-yard line.
2nd down, 3 for Lincoln. Fumbled snap. Eldridge going to try and roll out and take this one himself. He barrels over a defender and picks up a couple on the play.
Tackled by Severe.
Well, we got a chance to pass along a shout-out. One of them is to Coach Snuffer's parents who live back in Pennsylvania and have been listening. Got a win last week. The other is to Mike and Joni Morgan in Wisconsin. Becky Morgan, who's the mother of number 20, Elwood Gordon. Thanks for joining us.
3rd down and 1, and this is a false start. Eldridge wasn't ready for the snap, and Lincoln looked out of sorts there. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 6, I imagine.
The jump that time was by the right offensive
penalized 5
guard
yards for a false start.
on the false start, back him up 5. So instead of 3rd and 1, it'll be about 3rd and about 6.
Still
About the only break Jefferson's gotten so
down
far.
and 6 at the Jefferson 48.
From the Jefferson 48-yard line, it's 3rd down and 6 for the Cardinals. Togney, I'm sure you've heard of him, in at halfback right now. Out of the gun, Eldridge looks to fire over the middle. It's a high throw, tipped, and does fall harmlessly to the turf, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Great sportsmanship shown
And the intended receiver.
from Lincoln's number 57 there. That would be
I know he said
Patty
Reverman
Ryan.
was the intended receiver, but it was actually Parker Barnett.
So Barnett, the intended target.
Off his fingertips. Punt formation, be the first punt for the Lance
punt
Ricker.
Formation. Montreal, Brazil at safety for the Demos.
So Jefferson, it looks like they got 2 guys back. Is that for in case they run a fake there?
A blocker on a return. They've got the return on.
Lincoln trying to get guys onto the field.
Have everybody up at the line of scrimmage. They got 9 guys going to rush the punt. And so they need somebody back. Look,
And the punt is fumbled. Ricker does get away. And it's going to take a Lincoln bounce. And Ricker might be hurt.
No return on the punt by Lance Ricker, shaken up on the play.
You know,
Jefferson
last week it
10.
was really tough for Lance Ricker on the punt routine. He had 1 snapped over his head, 2 snapped on the ground. He managed to get them all the way. That didn't look like he was going to be able to get it away, but he did. And he's headed off the field, so he looks to be okay. But what a great play by Lance Ricker. And that ball's all the way down to the 14-yard line.
Not too often we give props to a punter for his versatility in play, but Lance Ricker so far this season, as you mentioned, has had to do more than just catch a snap right to him. So Jefferson, they do get a stop. Can they turn this into momentum on the offensive side? First time Jefferson will be working towards the school side of the field.
What a great view of the sunset.
Absolutely. I love this time of year, gotta say. Football is starting, just coming into October, fall's beginning, summer ending. I wish it would last for longer. Here's a handoff right side, and that is a positive play for Jefferson. Gets out to the, let's call it the 18, gain of about 3 or 4.
Harlem Carter into the line. Leonardo Coriani made the tackle.
Coriani on the tackle that time.
We were talking about pregame
Second down and
Coriani's
7
influence
Demos.
in the win last week, I should say.
Jefferson 18-yard line.
Second game in 6 days for both these teams in this edition of Thursday Night High School Football. Johnson hands it off again, having some room as the halfback. Across the 30-yard line, we do have a penalty marker down.
That penalty marker is at the line of scrimmage.
Carter with the rush.
Gotta think this is likely a holding.
That was
Garrett
Harlem
Strumple made
Carter,
the tackle. There is a penalty flag on the play.
and I think this is coming back.
They have motioned to hold. I was gonna say, he had an awfully big hole right there.
Holding on Jefferson, that'll bring that back. Carter, that was the biggest play of the night so far for Jefferson. Nice run, he got a great acceleration.
And gotta say, Dave, the Democrats keep getting behind the line of scrimmage, makes it very hard on these possessions.
Penalized 10 yards for holding from the start of the foul. It's second down.
Getting behind the sticks, I should say.
9-yard line.
Under center is Brave Johnson. Johnson takes the snap, and the ball's on the ground. Johnson gonna try and make something of this. He's got nowhere to go inside the 4. He's in the 5. At the 4, he's bottled up.
Brave Johnson covers the fumble, tackle for a loss.
On the tackle for the Cardinals, 75.
Conrad Kelsey with the stop.
Trenton Dack, also Conrad Kelsey. Boy, that's a loss of, oh my goodness.
Second down and 23, Jefferson from the demos.
Second and
2-yard
23.
line.
It's actually third down, I believe.
Third and
Down, 23.
Johnson's been sacked twice now. It's lost 23 yards. Conrad Kelsey from the outside, number 1, great speed.
Brave Johnson from the gun, in trouble, tries to dump it off short, and it's incomplete.
Great pressure on the outside again from Conrad Kelsey.
Brave Johnson's pass was intended for Harlem Carter.
We've talked about good field position. Cardinals are going to get it now, get the ball maybe even in Jefferson territory.
Standing inside of his own, of the Jefferson 40-yard line,
Josiah Clark Anderson
will be Barnett.
Timeout, Jefferson, the second demo timeout of the first half.
Jefferson probably wants to talk about getting a good punt away here.
Yeah, they want to talk about not getting this thing blocked. We're at 9:05 left in the first half.
So let's go by Togney's stats again real quick. I want to hear.
Okay, let me see. 13 carries, 146 yards.
You think that's pretty good?
I think that's a game stat.
That sometimes is a 2-game stat for a halfback. And he had that almost entirely in the first quarter.
And remember, this is a guy playing all the downs on defense, too.
I bet Togney certainly will need an ice bath after this one. But right now, he knows he's got a lot of game left to add to those incredible numbers. And I think that's Parker Barnett standing at the Jefferson 40-yard line.
Parker Barnett is the safety for Lincoln.
Not a lot of room to work with here for Jefferson. High snap, and he's going to try and take off. Is this a fake punt? It is. He cuts up field, and he's going to be tackled well short.
Had to get 23 yards and got about 12.
So we talked about good field position for Lincoln.
Cardinals. For Lincoln,
Josiah Anderson got 12 yards, but that's half of what he needed. And now it's going to give the Cardinals the ball at the, what do we got here?
Looks probably like about the 10-yard line. It will be at the 10-yard line.
First and 10, Lincoln at the demos, 12-yard line.
12, pardon me. So Eldridge going to work out of the shotgun here with Togney as his halfback to his right. They motion Barnett. They give it to Barnett on a sweep. Barnett trying to catch the edge. Good job to hold on to the ball by Parker Barnett. No gain on the play.
Princeton Davis made the stop.
It's exactly the type of hit from behind. You don't see it where you see a lot of guys fumble the ball. So credit to Barnett for holding on to that football.
Give him 1 yard.
Second down and 9
Second and
for
9.
Lincoln.
From the Jefferson 11-yard line. Barnett in the slot for Lincoln. Reverman works out of the gun. They motion Errol Brotherton, and they're going to give to Togney. Why not? Togney trying to bounce off a couple of tacklers. That time Jefferson was more up to the task. Pick up of a yard and a half.
DJ Davis, the lead tackler. Michael Chaney assisting.
If you're Lincoln here, Dave, do you consider a field goal if you don't pick up this 3rd and 7? You know Rickard has the leg for it.
That boy is shaking it, no.
At this point in time,
Down and 7 for Lincoln.
as well as the defense is playing,
I go for it.
this might be two down territory for me.
Especially considering the last snap was botched. Don't want to have a disaster when you're up 16-0. The last thing you want if you're Lincoln.
It's the first time we've seen him receivers wide left and right, slot left and right.
Eldridge fires. That's complete. Inside the 10, inside the 5. Emmett Togney, touchdown, Lincoln.
Pass is complete to Emmett Togney. Touchdown, Lincoln.
He covered like the sun. Hey, good.
And it's 22-0.
Come on, London, pick your helmet up.
Lance Ricker for the point after touchdown.
So Lincoln's last PAT. Snap wasn't handled. Got another chance here.
Is that a J?
Yeah, I gotta still represent.
How do you like it there?
It's honestly like, it's a lot better. I'm not even trying to like say be a hater.
This time Brotherton handles the snap. Ricker's kick is up, and it is good. A lot of leg on that one.
Lance Ricker's kick is good. The score, Lincoln 23, Jefferson nothing.
You was on time all the time.
Jay!
All right, a new season high in scoring for Lincoln. We still have 7 minutes left to go in the first half. Had 19 last week, 23 this week.
After back-to-back shutouts to start out the year at the hands of the Benton Lava Bears and Newburgh Tigers, Lincoln riding that O-line and Emmett Togney, as you mentioned, putting up incredible numbers so far in the first half.
You know, sometimes teams start with a couple of easy non-league games. Can't say that for the Cardinal. They started with Bend and Newburgh. Newburgh was ranked number 2 in the state, had 10 wrestlers on their team, and they won 35-0. So Cardinal got some test of fire early, and it looks like they've grown from it.
Absolutely. It could be a big advantage when you play those great teams. I remember when I played at Lincoln my senior year, we lost our first games to Clackamas and Lake Oswego, who met in the championship, and we lost those games by a combined 95-0, and then we ended up making the state quarterfinals. Sometimes you just have to face the tough opposition, and that's what Lincoln's done.
Jaden Robinson on far hash mark to receive for Jefferson.
23-0, 7:15 left to go in the first half.
Wait, no, Drake, no, he was older. Yeah, he was 17. Because I forgot, Drake's a year older.
Squib kick from Ricker. It's going to be fielded at around the 15-yard line. Pretty good return out across the 35, brought down by a host of Cardinals to the 36.
For you people not familiar with Jefferson, the head coach at Jefferson is Patrick Stoudemire, probably not a name, one of the more famous names in athletics in Portland. I went to Portland State. Charlie and Willie, Charlie played football, went on to play in the NFL. Willie played basketball. I think he might still have had 50 points in a game one time for the Vikings.
That is quite a game.
Not the school record. Freeman Williams had 81.
81 points in a college basketball
Freeman Williams went on to play 5 or 6 years in the NBA.
They were talking about records that might never be shattered. I heard Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game. I don't see that being broken anytime soon, Dave.
Closest anybody got, you know, Kobe got the 81.
He did. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 4, so a pretty good play on 1st down from the Democrats. Oh, he's finding a hole after a great penetration. He picks up 5.
Carter on the carry, Brotherton with the stop.
Errol Brotherton and Leonardo Cariani, the tacklers. 3rd and 1,
Stop
Jefferson
there from Brotherton.
at the 45-yard line.
Are you on the line?
So Carter with 9.
Jefferson looking for their first down. And we're more than midway through the second half.
It's something like destiny and it's on the field.
Good opportunity to get it here. 3rd and 1. They hand it off, and he's met immediately. Loss of 4.
Tackled for a loss.
Number 56, Coriani.
You know, I talked with Coach Snuffer before the beginning of the game, and he said Coriani's a freshman who looks like a senior.
For Jefferson, it's 4th down. 4 to go.
Certainly not playing like a freshman.
At the demos.
Wow, I'm
42-yard
impressed with him, and he plays right in the middle of the line.
He said he was going to try to transfer because they should
4th down and a long 4. We'll call it 5. Johnson out of the gun, fires right side, short of the sticks, and brought down after a gain of 1.
Trey Johnson's
Lincoln
pass
takes
completed
over
on
on
12
down.
Brazil. Parker Barnett got there first, assisted by Elwood Gordon. Short of the line to gain. The result of the play, a turnover on downs. 1st and 10 Lincoln.
All right, Elwood Gordon on
At the Jefferson.
the stop on that.
43-yard line.
I know his family's listening back in Wisconsin.
And a good stop indeed as Lincoln takes over on downs.
Oh, I see it. What's your name? Yeah, I think I see it. This is in the block.
Riverman works from the shotgun, hands it off right up the gut. And I think that's Togny again. That was actually, I don't think that was Togny.
A.J. Reverman is the ball carrier. 1st down for
Reverman
Lincoln
gets
from
11.
Jefferson. 32.
Piersnick, Reverman, Togny, all look good.
And they give it to, I think that's Riverman again.
A.J. Reverman with a rush.
Picks up 3.
Bodie Knight. Lincoln. Elijah Atherton, the lead tackler for the Demos. 2nd down and 7 at the Jefferson 29-yard line.
But all of our players absolutely. Right now, though, with no yard. Yeah, I know it's different.
2nd and 7 for Lincoln from the Jefferson 29-yard line. Got 2 backs behind Liam Eldridge. Eldridge option gives to Reverman inside handoff. Brought
Emmett
down
Togny
at
into the line. Harlan
the
Carter,
25-yard
the
line. That was
tackler,
Togny, pardon me.
assisted by Sincere Severe. It's 3rd down. 3 to go for Lincoln from the 25-yard line of Jefferson.
15 carries, 161 yards for Togny.
Continues his career day. Option kept by Eldridge. He's going to scramble for a 1st down outside the numbers.
Liam Eldridge with the keeper, driven out of bounds by Michael Cheney. That's 1st down, Lincoln.
That's your exact option. Quarterback goes down the line of scrimmage. Tailback follows him. He looks at the defensive end. Defensive end stays inside, goes to the outside, makes the pitch. Eldridge ran it perfectly that time, a gain of 10.
Just 3 minutes left to play, 3:08 left to play in the 1st half. And that's going to be a false start that wasn't called. I saw movement on the line, I thought.
A.J. Reverman.
Reverman takes another carry, gains 3. Gets to the 10.
Reverman, 3 carries, 17 yards.
Brotherton checking in for Barnett ahead of this play.
I know we've talked about Togny. Lincoln's offensive line has to get some credit too.
Lincoln O-line been pretty dominant up front. Got a motion, and they do give it off. Actually, I was fooled there. We got a flag down as they gave it on a jet sweep. I thought that Eldridge had the football. He did not.
The jet sweep run that time, the left slot receiver down the line of scrimmage. I think that's going to be a procedure called on Lincoln, though.
And it is.
Elwood Gordon was the ball carrier. There was a penalty against Lincoln on the play for an illegal shift.
Elwood Gordon on the carry, but the penalty nullifies that.
Let's make that penalty an illegal block.
Oh, illegal block is what the call is. That's a 15-yarder.
15?
Yep.
Was it a block below the waist?
I'm sorry, 10. It's a
10-yarder. So back
Still second down.
Jefferson
The
up
ball
to the,
is at the Jefferson
pardon me,
21-yard
Lincoln up to the Jefferson 21-yard line. Still 2nd down. 2:16 left to play, 1st half. Give up the middle. And he
AJ
gets back,
with the rush.
Reverman
Robert Acton
down back
brought
to
it
the
down.
around the 11-yard line. Good rush from AJ Reverman.
Give him 7 on that. Third down on about 7.
Third down, 7 to go for Lincoln. From the Demo's 11-yard line.
Minute 35 left to play. First quarter, 3rd and 7 for Lincoln. Eldridge drops back, wants the corner of the end zone for Errol Brotherton. Off his pads.
And Eldridge's pass falls incomplete.
Eldridge now 3 of 6 for 22
Errol
yards.
Brotherton, the intended receiver. Chance Coleman, the breakup on the play.
Coleman with
Fourth
good
down.
coverage there on Errol Brotherton, and they're going to send Ricker out for a field goal.
That wasn't a that was a down and out pattern that he was running.
Good throw from Eldridge. Again, pretty good coverage from Coleman.
Lance Ricker in field goal formation for the Cardinals.
It's going to be a 29-yarder, and we have a jump. Can't tell if this was an offsides or a false start. This is going to be a false start, so back him up 5 yards. It's going to make it a 34-yarder for
Penalized 5 yards for a
Ricker.
false start.
Tell you, as a kicker, there's a big difference between a 29 and a 34-yarder. So Ricker, I'm sure, will not appreciate that 5-yard penalty.
Brotherton will be the holder.
Fourth down and 13
Ricker, the
from
left-handed
17-yard
kicker.
line. Lance
Left-handed, left-footed. All right.
So the ball's actually placed on the 23-yard line, making it a 33-yard. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, got plenty of leg, but it drifts wide. I'll tell you what, Lance Ricker had plenty of leg. It just
is wide to the right.
pushed
It's
it.
no good for Jefferson. It's first down.
So Jefferson does get a stop on defense there. Score remains 23-0, 1:20 to play in the first half, and they got to go quickly here if they want some points.
Let me tell you about another one of our great sponsors, and that's Elite Real Estate. Michelle Shea Land is our dedicated realtor at Elite Real Estate, and she strongly supports Cardinal football, just like a strong offensive line. Ready to score your next home? Make contact with her today.
Speaking of a strong offensive line, have seen it from the Cardinals today. That's a high snap. And breaking a tackle is Johnson. Brave Johnson might try to run this one himself. And it is going to be a loss of about 8.
You know, Conrad Kelsey came with pressure from the outside again, had his arms around Johnson, but couldn't get him down. He managed to turn the corner instead of either a safety or a 20-yard loss.
Got to give a lot of credit to Brave Johnson right there for not going down. I don't know how he got away from that one. Whistles.
Johnson now charged with 3 carries for minus 31 yards.
Averaging minus 10 yards a touch. The Lincoln defense has been commanding so far. Still not a first down for Jefferson. And we're almost through at the first half.
Is that right? They didn't get a first down on the last drive? No, they didn't.
They did not.
They were 1 yard short and then didn't make the first down.
Lincoln defense impeccable in this first half. Another high snap. Johnson is going to look to step up and fire over the middle. Almost intercepted by Barnett.
Johnson's pass incomplete, intended for Montreal, Brazil.
So it's going to bring up 3rd and forever with a minute left to play in the first half.
Wow, Johnson had snap on that ball, didn't he?
Certainly did.
Do it on a line drive.
Certainly showing off the arm. If you're Jefferson, you have to remember you do get the ball to start the second half.
Third down, 25 to go.
3rd and 25. We've been hearing a lot of that tonight.
Ow. You mentioned they've been behind the chains all night long.
3rd down and a mile. We have whistles.
I don't have the exact totals, but I can tell you Jefferson is minus yardage for the first half.
Absolutely.
Total offense minus yardage.
Lincoln, meanwhile, has put up 23.
While we have a timeout, another one of our great sponsors is Kelly Manning from State Farm, and she's proud to be a sponsor of Lincoln Cardinal football. Let Kelly ensure your family's future by giving her a call today, or just email, text, or walk in anytime.
So if you're Jefferson going into this drive, you probably had a mind towards trying to put up some points, but now at this point, when it's 3rd and 25, you probably just don't want to give up anything more before the half.
Yikes, yes.
Gonna have to punt.
I think that's why they may have taken a timeout to talk about that. Let's not give away any more points before the end of the half.
And they're gonna do a delayed draw handoff that goes for about 4.
Arlen Carter with the rush, tripped up by Leonardo.
Lincoln calls a timeout, wanting to receive a punt.
Lincoln wants another shot at the ball with just 54 seconds to go.
Hard to blame him. Really a chance to deliver a humongous blow before the half. Do you think it's worth mentioning that Jefferson was behind 21-0 against Liberty High School and ended up being 42-26. They did put up some points with a good second half, something to keep in mind.
And I've done a Liberty game before. They have a very good program.
Mm-hmm. So another obvious punting situation.
Josiah Clark Anderson in punt formation.
What they need is a good snap.
Safety for Lincoln.
Absolutely need a good snap, or else it could be a second safety of the night. Barnett standing at the 47-yard line of Jefferson. It is a good snap, and it is a good punt. It's going to take another good roll.
Not out to midfield, but out to the 46.
The return on the kick by Josiah Clark Anderson for
Good,
Lincoln.
well-executed punt by Clark Anderson. So Lincoln going to have a chance to, so even though Ricker missed that last field goal, it was from 33, probably had the leg for about 40, 42. So if you can get into field goal range here, you never know.
First contact on the punt.
I think Lincoln still has 2 timeouts left.
Where it's now Lincoln, first down.
Definitely will be trying to make use of those with 42 seconds left, starting at the, and they're going to say this was touched at the 40-yard line by Jefferson.
Togney at running back. Going to try to maximize this effort.
Rolling out to the right is Eldridge, looking to throw down the right sideline, and he overthrew Gordon.
Liam Eldridge.
Incomplete.
Incomplete, intended for Elwood Gordon.
Eldridge had about 2 steps on the defender.
Gordon had 2 steps on the defender.
I'm sorry, Gordon.
And we do have a marker down. This is on Lincoln.
There's a penalty on the play against Lincoln.
If nothing else, Jefferson's defense has shown up a bit more on the last couple of drives. And if they can prevent any more points, they could still be in this football game. So back him up 10 on the hold. If I were Lincoln, I know you don't have a lot of time left, but just give the ball to Togney, perhaps. So now 1st and 20 from midfield.
Yards from the spot of the penalty.
Piersnick in it back right now.
Still first down.
We've seen him with some pretty nice runs,
At the 50-yard line.
including a 2-point conversion completion. 35 seconds to play first half. Eldridge overshoots.
Overthrew Conrad Kelsey on the left side.
Looking for Conrad Kelsey, incomplete.
Just too much juice on that. It's going to be 2nd and 20 with 30 seconds left to play in the first half.
Second down.
From midfield, it's 1st down and 20. Eldridge works from the gun. 4 receiver set again. And they're going to dump off a screen pass to Togney, who's hit, immediately breaks a tackle. Togney inside the 30 to the 25-yard line.
Complete to Emmett Togney. E.J. Cozart made the tackle. It'll be 1st and 10. Lincoln at the Jefferson 25-yard line.
What a broken tackle from Togney that time. Reverman rolls out across his body, and he might run this one himself. He's going to. He's got space. He's got the 1st down and more. Eldridge, did he get in? He did. Touchdown Lincoln, Liam Eldridge with 6 seconds to play in the half.
Eldridge, 25-yard touchdown. Kind of pulled it down, got to the outside on the left, tiptoed down the sidelines and scored. Just what Jefferson was trying to avoid.
And you got to go back to that play before. A big hit was put on Togney, who's able to break a tackle.
Point after touchdown.
And now Lance Ricker on for the PAT. Looks good from this angle. It is.
Kick is good.
And it's 30-0 with 6 seconds in the half.
Lincoln now with 30. 7 seconds, making 6 remaining here in the first half.
We're going to have some interesting stats at halftime.
Some very lopsided stats.
Let me give you one that I just was working on here just a second.
Go for it.
Total offense by one player. Emmett Togney, 191.
And Jefferson probably negative.
And Jefferson's in the negative.
You know, I don't claim to be an expert, but I don't think that's a great stat for the home team.
Let's see here. We got. Well, I can tell you they're -1 rushing. And passing, they're 11. So they have 10 yards of total offense in the first half.
All Lincoln Cardinals here in the first half.
I'm pretty sure that Lincoln, counting everybody, is going to be over 200 yards rushing. Reverman alone has 24.
Latrell Brazil on the far hash mark. Jaden Robinson on the
Eldridge has 42. Yikes.
A lot of very lopsided stats. As it's a squib onside combination, they just don't want to return, and Jefferson's going to try to return. Couldn't get free of number 20, Elwood Gordon.
With the return.
And that'll take us to the half.
Elwood Gordon made the stop for Lincoln.
It's been all Lincoln.
That kick like that, it's just make sure you run time off the clock.
A reminder, ladies and gentlemen, concessions are available.
Well, are you ready for some stats?
On the south end.
I am ready. Give them to me.
All right, I'm going to give you the scoring first in this game. The scoring started at 9:50 or 9:36 for the first quarter. A 44-yard touchdown run by Emmett Togney. The point after touchdown, a run by Piersnick made it 8-0. Then a safety at the 5:01 mark made it 10-0. The final score of the first quarter came on a 4-yard run by Emmett Togney at 2:54. The point after touchdown failed. It was 16-0 at the end of one. 2 scores in the second quarter. A 12-yard touchdown pass from Liam Eldridge to Emmett Togney at 7:15. The point after touchdown by Lance Rickard. We were at 23-0. Cardinal went for a field goal at the 120 mark. That was it didn't go, and that made it still 23-0 Then at the 6-second mark, the 25-yard touchdown run by Liam Eldridge, the point after touchdown by Rickard, made it 30-0. Let me give you some team stats here, or individual stats real quick. For Jefferson, Johnson, 3 carries, -31. Brazil, 1 carry, -1. Anderson, 12 yards, the leading ball carrier, but he got that on a punt that he couldn't get off that he ran. Carter with 11 yards on 3 carries. Passing, Johnson is 2 of 7 for 11 yards. Walker with the catch for the 10 yards. Here's the Lincoln stats, and I'll try to get these all sorted out. Togney, 15 carries, 161 yards. Liam Eldridge has 5 carries, 41 yards. Piersnick, 2 carries, 12 yards. Barnett, 1 yard. Reverman has 24 yards. So let's see. That's 161, 41, 202, 214, 215, 239 yards rushing for Lincoln. The passing, Eldridge is 4 of 8 for a total of 42 yards. Catching, Reverman 1 for 9, Oxford 1 for 3, Tockney 2 for 30. How about that?
Some of the most lopsided stats that I have seen, especially in a high school game in the PIL in a long time.
So that's total offense for the two teams first half. Lincoln, 281. Jefferson, 10.
They did get positive? They did get 10?
Yeah, they got 10. Remember, they completed that pass for 10.
They did, okay.
And they had -1 yards rushing. And they had another completion for a yard.
And so it builds to a 30-0 Lincoln lead. And it seems like after that nervy win against McDaniel, they're coming out and they must have had a good week of practice.
Right, let me tell you about one of our other great sponsors, and that's Evolution Hair Design, Portland's best-kept secret, celebrating 30 years of Portland Beautiful. They're located across the street from the home of the Cardinals. Are you ready to evolve your style? Evolution Hair Design is now accepting new clients. All right, well, let's take a break. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back with about 2 minutes to go before the start of the second half, and we'll kind of talk a little bit more about the first half and get ready for the second half. So we'll take a break. Our score here at halftime, it is Lincoln 30, Jefferson nothing.
And welcome back to Jefferson High School. I'm Ben Paul with Dave Hall, and about ready to start the second half where Lincoln leads 30-0. And I think at the very least, if you're Lincoln, you just want to keep it up, Dave. But if you're Jefferson, want to find a way to put some points on the board and change things up a little. I wonder if we'll see some different stuff. You
know the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Lincoln's got nothing to fix.
Lincoln's got nothing to fix. It was an exciting first half. I was looking here. Let me look back real quick. The Lincoln scored on a run, another run, 3 runs and a pass and a safety. That was their scoring.
Lincoln dominant, especially, let's talk about Emmett Togney a little bit, over 150 yards rushing in that first half.
161 and 30 yards receiving, 191 total offense. While we got a chance, I'll tell you about Friendly House. Friendly House is a nonprofit community center and social service association serving the Portland area since 1930. Join us on October 14th at Wallace Park from noon to 2 for our free community kettle event featuring delicious free soup and activities. Connect with your community at fhpdx.org.
So about 20 seconds left to play. Jefferson now making their way, pardon me, until we play the second half, and Jefferson now making their way back to the field, and they're going to receive the second half kickoff.
I thought they came out. What did they do? They went back up in the corner up there, I think. Did I see that?
Lincoln came out a few minutes ago.
Okay.
Jefferson just now making their way back to the field. And so it looks like we're going to have a bit of an extended time before we kick off. That I think we only had 15 minutes, and you normally get 20.
You normally get 10, and we had more than that for some reason.
And so Jefferson and Lincoln both gonna warm up now. If you were Jefferson, had a much closer game a week ago. They lost by 1 point to Roosevelt, and see if they have any of that fight in them for the second half.
I think if I was the Jefferson coach, I might be saying this: let's run some trap plays. Let's try to take advantage of our speed. Let's get the ball maybe underneath to our speed receivers and let them run after the catch. Let's run some quick hitters up the middle. Let's see if we can get past that rush that Lincoln has and see if we can get the ball one-on-one to our fast guys on the outside. Lincoln, on the other hand, just keep putting pressure on the quarterback.
Certainly, if you're Lincoln, no reason to change. And obviously, Brave Johnson being chased all over the field in that first half, he hardly ever had much time to throw.
Yeah, that's a good point, Ben. He never really got a chance to set. You know, if he has progressions in his mind, he never got to number 2.
Absolutely not. There were times where within a second of taking that snap, there were defenders in his face.
This is a team that started off with 2 tough opponents playing Liberty and Oregon City.
And again, put up 26 against Liberty. It's not easy to do.
And then that game lost to Roosevelt 13-12.
Roosevelt, a decent team, coached by actually my former coach, Ryan McCants.
Ryan McCants was a running back at Oregon State.
He was in that year they fell just a game shy of the Rose Bowl. He was a backup to Jaquiz Rogers. You might have heard of him. And McCants.
I wonder what he's doing nowadays, Jaquiz.
I do wonder.
He was with the Falcons.
He was with them for about 4 or 5 years, I want to say. And McCants, the head coach at Roosevelt, I can guarantee you they're a well-coached team with him at the helm.
You know, in the first 2 games of the season, Lincoln was outscored 55-0.
Since then,
now their total, they've been outscored 69-49. They've got it way more respectable.
And in this game, of course, 30
Actually, in the last 2 games, they've outscored their opponents 49-14.
And could even add to that right here. Most of that coming in the first half of this one.
Next week is the last road game. It's at Franklin, right, Ben?
Next game is at Franklin.
That's a road game. And then the Cardinal finish up the season 4 straight home games.
Oh, isn't that a beautiful thing for Lincoln?
All at the new facility, too.
4 straight home games. And hopefully leading into the playoffs.
And we'll be in the press box.
Brazil is on the grandstand side.
Not out in the stands.
Robinson on the far hash mark for the demos.
So Lincoln's changing up their kickers. High, short-ish kick. Going to be returned inside the hash marks. Gets a block. Good return, bounces off a tackle to the 35.
Robinson with a return for Jefferson. Abe Blackman with the tackle for Lincoln for the demos. Gets first down.
Blackman makes the tackle for Lincoln.
Abe Blackman, the junior.
First down and 10 for the Cardinals from their own 35-yard line. And already we got a flag. I know Lincoln was struggling to get some men off the field. And it's a legal substitution on the Cardinals.
There you go.
For a substitution infraction that makes it 1st and 5 for Jefferson. at the demo 40-yard line.
So first snap is a high one, grabbed by Johnson, gonna try and step up, and I don't think he passed the line of scrimmage yet. Now he's going back, gonna take a shot downfield, has a man open, it's complete, no, it's knocked away.
Oh my goodness, what a play.
Number one almost had that one.
Johnson escaped the tackle, came over to the sideline, kind of stopped, everybody stopped. He stepped back and unloaded the ball.
And it's an ineligible receiver downfield anyway.
5 yards.
The Demos had 2 receivers past any of the defenders, and the receiver was the farthest, dropped the ball, but it's all coming back. You know, when a play gets extended that long, sometimes linemen come forward, and that's area.
Hard not to. I wasn't sure if
Jefferson 35.
Johnson might have accidentally passed the line of scrimmage, but and that might have been what it was. An illegal forward pass or was it an eligible receiver? I'm not quite sure.
I thought it was an eligible receiver,
I
but
think that's what it was. But here's a handoff, and wrapped up immediately. Loss of a yard.
wow, on the on the tackle that time, it is Cameron Rank. We've said his name a few times.
And Patty Ryan.
Also Patty Ryan. Boy, with Corleone, Rank, Holland, those guys have just been really stout in the middle.
11:08 left to play, first quarter. It is 2nd and 11 for the Demos, and that's another bad snap. Johnson has to fall on it.
He had no chance. This game for the Demos has been plagued by high snaps.
3rd down for Jeff.
And
that's going to lose 20.
Seems like more than half of the Demos snaps have been high.
Maybe Johnson needs to back up a few more feet.
Hey, at this point, I want to blame him. Clean snap here. Here's a bubble screen. Doesn't get a whole lot of help. Is going to reverse field. Tries to cut up.
Oh.
And he does spin off the tackle.
See what I mean about getting the ball to the outside receivers, let them work?
That was number 9, Ishmael Littleton. And it's going to set up 4th and much more manageable for Jefferson.
You know, I got 20 yards on that. That's more yards than the whole first half.
I was going to say that's by far their biggest offensive play.
For Jefferson, 4th down, 7 to go.
So it brings up 4th and 7.
At the demo, 38-yard line.
And why not? 4th down, 7. They're going to go for it.
Johnson takes a good snap this time. Fires over the middle, incomplete.
Had a man open on a crossing route.
Would have been short of the sticks anyways. And it's going to be a turnover on downs.
Right, you know, if you're a slot receiver and you run a crossing route, you want to at least to get to where the flag is.
He was a couple yards shy. So Lincoln's offense takes the field once again for the first time in the second half.
And in great field position at the 38-yard line of Jefferson.
10 minutes, 16 seconds left to play.
Walker, 88, the guy you told me about, the receiver, standing down at the end with his helmet off. He wasn't in the game then, and he looks unhappy that he's not.
I didn't think we tried running King one side.
Piersnick, another good run. Boy, he's a big, powerful back, isn't he?
Walker's a cheerleader. He's going down. It may not be that he's not in the game. He may be just cheerleading, but boy, he's a big kid.
88, Walker with 4 touchdown receptions through the first 3 games.
The tackler.
Out of the shotgun works Eldridge. Piersnick is the halfback. And they give to Piersnick. Piersnick trying to drag a defender. No gain on the play.
Up the middle. Michael Chaney with the tackle.
9:35 left to play in the third quarter.
3rd down and 6 for Lincoln at the Jefferson 34-yard line.
Piersnick stays in the game at halfback, and now they're going to substitute Brotherton in late. Play clock probably has to be winding down at this point. They break the huddle quickly.
last week in the game with McDaniels, between the two teams, they had 5 delay of game penalties.
Good to see none tonight so far for either team. And try to dump it off to Piersnick over his head. It's going to be 4th down and 5.
Wouldn't be surprised to see them go for it.
Wouldn't be a bit surprised here.
Eldridge looked over to the sideline, looking at Coach. Coach Snoffer says,
we're going to go.
Nah, he's sending in.
Oh, is he sending? Well, I see Eldridge still in there.
He is, 15?
I think I see Eldridge, offense still on the field.
Oh, okay.
And they are going to go for this.
Yep, Eldridge is still there. Piersnick behind him.
With Piersnick to his right. They motion Gordon. Flag down. Hit as he throws. That's incomplete. We have a marker on the field.
And the penalty's going to be on the Cardinal. It's going to be another illegal shift.
So declined. And Jefferson will take over on downs.
I would have put my life on.
Yep. Illegal procedure on Lincoln. Jefferson will decline that and take the ball.
So 30-0 here, the third quarter. That could be a bit of a momentum boost for Jefferson, though. You got to stop in the first possession for Lincoln.
For Jefferson, it's 1st and 10.
Now that's the second time they've ran that play. They ran it so it looks like a fly sweep. The outside receiver coming back towards the quarterback. And both times they've got called for an illegal shift.
They got to work on that. Something, even in a big win, there are things to work on.
It may be that he's up on the line of scrimmage and he steps back and they don't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage.
And speaking of not looking right, that play was doomed from the start.
Right.
Jefferson penalized 5 yards for a false start. 1st down and 15 at the 29-yard line.
So I'll bring up 1st and 15.
Here's an interesting stat for you, Ben. Turnovers in this game?
Haven't been.
0.
I was going to say only turnovers on down, so no turnovers.
Right. No turnovers. No fumbles lost, no interceptions.
Something you wouldn't necessarily expect in a 30-0 game.
Right. Lincoln's ran all those running plays and not fumbled once.
Impressive, for sure. And even all the bad snaps, Jefferson hasn't lost a fumble. There's a delayed handoff.
Oh.
Stopped after a pickup of a yard.
Robert Anthony with the rush.
Great play inside that time on the tackle. I think that's Corleone.
Leonardo Corleone.
It was.
It is. Corleone. I might have called him Corleone. It's Corleone. I don't think that's Corleone.
Corleone with another great defensive play. No gain.
Yeah, he's had so many. For a freshman, I'm
not looking like a
impressed.
freshman.
I'm impressed.
Can't wait to see him by his junior and senior seasons. He's already playing this well as a freshman. They motion number 6. Give it to him on a jet sweep. He's going to try to catch the edge. No gain.
E.J. Cozart with the carry.
Cozart with the carry, and he gets to the line of scrimmage.
Injured Cardinal on the field.
All right, let's see who that is. I think he wants to stand up. Let's see now. He's going to stay down for a minute.
You and Huffman transferred.
We don't guess on numbers on players who are down.
No.
Transferred over here. Where did Huffman come from? Jeff? Oh, yeah, Fresno. Whatever, not Fresno.
Somebody asking about the mercy rule. The mercy rule is up by 35 points. It's a continuous clock.
Patty Ryan shaken up on the play for Lincoln.
It was Patty Ryan, the player who was down. That's what I thought it was at the beginning. But he's walking off the side. We had a lot of players who went down last week, and it was cramps. So, yeah, you get ahead by 35 points, and it starts the clock running continuously.
At the 29-yard line.
So, 3rd and a long way again for Jefferson. Liam Eldridge Johnson out of the shotgun. He's going to take a shot for number 2. That's a great throw, and it's off the hands of his intended target.
Johnson's pass was intended for Charles Manigo.
It was a perfect pass from Johnson.
Oh, my goodness. He had about 2 steps on Smokel and dropped the ball.
Can't do anything better if you're Johnson right there.
If I got somebody I feel bad for in this game, it's this Brave Johnson. He's gotten rushed. He's gotten high snaps. He's had drops.
Not an easy night for Brave Johnson. And you know what? At this point, they're going to go for it.
Don't blame him.
Don't blame them. Those passes have been there for Jefferson.
So it's 4th down. 4th and about 6.
And he's going to do a punt.
Oh.
Not a great one. Does get inside midfield and is down at the Lincoln 48-yard
Johnson
line.
with the punt for Jefferson. No
For
return by
people
Lincoln.
who've been watching football for a long time,
It's 1st and 10
that's
Lincoln
something
at the
that teams
Cardinals,
used to use a
49-yard
lot, and everybody called it the quick kick.
I've known it as a pooch punt. It's what I grew up hearing it as, but either way, Lincoln's going to get the ball.
Did get it across midfield. It's at the Lincoln 49. Let's see if Togney's going to go or he's going to stick with Piersnick.
They're going to stick with Piersnick, and at fullback, Oxford, Enzo Oxford. Got whistles. Timeout, Lincoln.
Lincoln wants to take a timeout.
Lincoln.
Timeout.
First
I want to tell you about one of our other great
of the second
sponsors,
half for the Cardinals.
and that's Selco, founded by educators in 1936. Selco Community Credit Union is committed to serving our community and being a trusted financial advocate. Whatever a good life means to you, they want you to help, or they want to help you get there. Stop by their Forest Park branch on Northwest Thurman to learn more.
So 7:53 left to play in the third quarter. Lincoln on top, 30-zip.
Coach Snopper knows what the good life is tonight.
Certainly does, and after losing your first couple games by a combined 55-0, it's got to feel good to be on the other end, figure some things out.
Yep.
Again, the biggest thing for Lincoln has been the illegal shift on that play. They've run this twice.
Right.
So it's Eldridge with Oxford behind him. They're going to give it to Oxford, who is going to go right up the middle.
Enzo
Allows
Oxford
forward
is the
for
ball
about
carrier.
4.
Oxford is the 6th different ball carrier tonight for the Cardinal.
Don't hear that every day.
Littleton, the lead tackler.
And
for
we
the
have
Demos.
an injured Democrat. I think that might be, I won't guess, I'll make sure I know.
When they stand up, that's a good sign. Number 40.
That would be Littleton, Ishmael Martin Littleton, the senior. Good to see him on his feet.
Key player for the Democrats.
Absolutely. Leading rusher on the season.
That's, a little strange because tonight he has no carries.
That is strange. It certainly is strange.
When they play Johnson in the shotgun, he doesn't have time to hand the ball
No,
off.
he really doesn't.
First, he's got to catch it and pull it down.
If it's a good snap.
Yeah.
Certainly has been a dominant performance from the Lincoln defensive front seven. So out wide, receiver is Conrad Kelsey. Looking to throw is Eldridge. He's got all day to throw, takes a shot, and that is almost intercepted.
Yikes.
Broken up.
Liam Eldridge's pass was intended for Parker
So
Barnett.
I will say,
Broken up by
as
Robert
lopsided as the score, those deep shots haven't always been there for Lincoln.
That one was just a little short. Had he thrown that a little longer, the receiver had a couple of yards on the defender, but it was underthrown. It's a good thing that wasn't intercepted.
He's probably lucky that one wasn't
Third
picked up.
down. Third down. 6 to go. At the Jefferson 47-yard line.
7:20 left to play in the third quarter. Out of the gun is Eldridge. Eldridge looks to throw. He's under heavy pressure. Hit as he throws. That is complete. And a first down. Number 8 for Lincoln inside the 30-yard line.
Reverman, A.J. Reverman. In the
A.J.
middle,
Reverman,
little drag route in the middle,
with the tackle.
and Eldridge threw it right to him. A gain of, let's see, a gain of 20.
A.J. Reverman catching that one underneath. Dump off that time from Liam Eldridge. Worked to perfection. Great run after the catch.
Reverman, 2 carries,
Jefferson,
2 catches,
26
29 yards. First down.
Lincoln looking to extend on this 30-zip lead. Got 2 backs in the game right now. Not seeing much of Togney, likely because they don't need him anymore, don't want to get him injured. And we have movement. Or is this a timeout?
I've seen such a big progression for Liam Eldridge since the first game. And that time really showed it to me. He stood in the pocket, got balance, got set.
Didn't freak out and leave the pocket.
Still
Right.
First down and 15.
You know, they used to call that footsteps. The quarterback hears footsteps and gets edgy in the pocket. That time he stood right there and arrowed it to Reverman.
Something to hear college coaches talk all the time about a freshman just learning to trust his protection and not flee on the first sign of pressure. And
Exactly.
Eldridge did a great job of that there. There's a gain of 1 maybe on that last play.
Elwood Gordon into the line, brought down for Jefferson by Michael.
And we know he can run too, Liam Eldridge, as we saw at the end of that half. A fantastic run. He bounced outside, he showed great vision and great strength.
Gordon's first carry of the night. 7 ball carriers have ran the ball tonight for Lincoln.
At this point, I think you and I are going to get a carry, dude.
I'm not going to do that. I don't want to get a hit.
6 minutes, 10 seconds left to play. Brotherton is in motion. They're going to put him on the right side now. Line him up in single coverage. 2 backs in the game right now. 2nd and 14, Eldridge looking left side, firing over the top, and it's complete! Parker Barnett inside the 5.
Parker Barnett. Proud Brazil with the tackle. For Lincoln.
25 yards on the completion from Eldridge to Barnett.
And that's just a great throw and catch. That's a great play. That's a great route by Parker Barnett. And the great thing, most impressive thing there for Barnett is he was not as tall as the DB, but he jumped up and caught that thing. What's a great play by Barnett and a good throw from Eldridge.
Remember I said Eldridge underthrew a ball? Not that one. He threw it right where it needed to be.
That one was on the money. Best throw we've seen from him all night. Eldridge takes the snap, hands it off up the middle. And getting into the end zone again. Was that Togney again?
I don't think so.
Abe Blackman into the line.
Blackman.
Touchdown, Lincoln.
Wow, Blackman's first carry, and he has a touchdown.
1 carry, 1 touchdown. It's a pretty good ratio.
You mentioned Blackman, and he is a junior. 1 carry, 3 yards, a touchdown.
When Oregon State beat Oregon a few years ago in 2020, I was in the radio booth for that game.
Manuel Wisbrock for the
Got very
touchdown.
excited. Chance Nolan came in on 4th and goal because Tristan Gebbia got hurt. His first carry in college was a sneak to win the game, and I said he had a 100% touchdown rate, and that's with Abe Blackman right now. Extra point blocked.
Kick is blocked.
36-0.
When after touchdown fails, the score.
That was a strange season. I remember being in the booth with nobody for that bitter rivalry game because no fans were allowed.
By the way, Ben, I point out to you, the clock is running.
It is. We saw the referee give the signal that now we have reached 35-0 point.
So the clock will run continuously.
Why is it not right now?
It doesn't after kickoff.
Okay, after kickoff is that the time? Okay. Or timeouts, I'm guessing.
I want to tell you about one of our feature sponsors, and that's Premier Jets. Premier Jets specializes in worldwide service and has experience visiting nearly every port of the world. They provide fast worldwide transport service to 6 continents, including all Pacific Islands. Their services include an air ambulance, on-demand cargo, or charter flights. That's Premier Jets.
5:05 left to play.
Emmanuel Wisbrock to kick off for Lincoln.
Emmanuel Wisbrock will kick this one away for Lincoln.
This may be the first time I've seen him kick off this year. He is, by the way, a freshman.
I remember when I was kicking for Lincoln, I was on my sophomore year. I was on varsity. I shouldn't have been though, Dave. You know, you really progress from one year to the next, and I give credit to those underclassmen kickers out here. It's not easy. So Wisbrock is a freshman that had to boot this one away.
You want to pound it.
And it's a nice high kickoff.
He does.
Gets it to the 17. It's going to be returned. Pretty nice cut. Bounces outside. Around a tackler, gets out to the 40-yard line.
Wow, a touchdown-saving tackle on the inside that time. And that was the tackle. Yep, Coriani.
Wow.
He ran down the ball carrier.
He did. Absolutely great special teams play, or else that's 6 for Jefferson. So clock will continue to run.
Surprising how fast the game goes when the clock's running.
It really it does make you realize just how much of a difference that does make. So Brave Johnson gonna work out of the gun again.
Aptly named, huh? Brave.
Hey, you said it, Dave. He's had to be, and that's a perfect example right there. Perfect example that he is aptly named. He's gonna need an ice bath after this one, Dave.
Let's see that on that tackle. That was Zan Galton.
Number 14. And what is that?
He's a sophomore, by the way.
Underclassmen. Seen some impressive underclassmen with him and Coriani. And a lot for Lincoln. And going to say that's what, the 20th play for loss tonight from Jefferson?
Well, let me see.
I'm exaggerating, but maybe, but not by as many as. Not as much of an exaggeration as I thought. That's the 8th tackle for loss. 3:20 to play. Third quarter, clock rolling.
Throws underneath.
And good, I was going to say good tackle, but he's breaking some. That's a good play for Jefferson. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, Robert Anthony.
It worked with the stop.
That's a great run after the catch by Anthony there. He had defenders all up on him, and he shedded 2 or 3 tacklers there. 2 minutes, 45 seconds left to play.
At the 41-yard line.
In the third quarter. They're going to dump it off to Anthony again. Anthony trying to catch the edge. Does get around the edge and makes this a much more manageable 4th down. In fact, he got the first down. Picked up 10.
Oh, they're going to spot it and give it to him.
Schmokel, the lead tackler.
They could use a break like that right now.
That's a Jefferson. First tag.
So back-to-back dump-offs to Anthony. Tell you what, they should have been doing that earlier.
16 yards on the last 2 catches for Anthony.
And showing great physicality, great strength, great vision from Anthony. Anthony stays in the game at tailback.
Coming to you, 88.
Brave Johnson out of the gun. Here's a screen pass off the hands of London Walker.
Brave Johnson's pass, incomplete, intended for London Walker.
Tried to set up that screenplay out.
That would have gone nowhere, I don't think.
Wasn't going anywhere.
Sometimes you're glad you don't catch it, or else you're just going to get mauled and possibly lose a couple of yards. That was one of those scenarios. Anthony remains in the game at tailback after a couple.
The lady standing in the aisle right in front of us, that's his mom. She's got on the back.
Shot just out of the. She's probably pretty happy after those last couple of.
It says Rob's mom, number 9.
And a couple of great. After a couple of great plays by her son.
That's great to see. That's what high school football
I love
is
that.
about. Moms and dads watching their kids.
I want to see more of those custom shirts. I like those. I like those. So it's.
She puts her hands up. Why didn't you throw to Rob again?
You know, and I don't. She's got a point there. The last couple times it's gone to him, it's worked. Lincoln's got to watch out for that little dump off to Anderson. In trouble is Brave. Going to step up and run it himself for 3 yards. Going to bring up 4th and 7.
Keeper brought down by Enzo Oxford.
4th and 7.
I know, but why aren't we a part of it?
Well, that's the first time Johnson has positive yards tonight. He is 5 carries, minus 47 yards. I don't mean carries. He's been sacked and lost those yards. But
Yeah. I know what you mean. That's a long ways to go backwards. 13 seconds left to play third quarter. Anthony, the tailback. Brave Johnson works from the gun on 4th and 7. Brave takes the snap, dumps it off to Anthony, and Anthony's going to have a first down and loses the football.
Well, the turnover days are over. There's one. I think Lincoln has
if
it.
Lincoln jumped on it, and I think they're going to say it's close. And Lincoln did jump on it.
Ray Johnson's pass was complete to Robert.
So another good run from Anthony.
Now, I didn't see who recovered it, but down at the bottom of the pile was Enzo Oxford.
Oxford's been a good player tonight.
And that's the end of the third quarter.
36-0 Lincoln.
Lincoln 36. Jefferson nothing.
So Jefferson did get a little something going there, finding those dump-offs to Anthony, who had good gains every time, showed great vision of the field just on that last one.
You know, BioLounge is a Northwest Portland functional medical clinic that partners with patients to support their unique healthcare goals, whether aiming to treat a condition, prevent chronic disease, or optimize health. Our highly trained providers leverage the best in science, scientific research, and technology to provide exceptional care and outcomes. We believe health is a lifetime journey, and we are proud to support Lincoln football.
Eldridge hands it off, no gain on the play. Is that Liam Eldridge? I think that's still Liam Eldridge out there.
Elwood Gordon into the line. Harlan Carter made the tackle.
Well, Gordon on the carry. It was Elwood Gordon on the actual carry.
Yeah, I think the quarterback was from Eldridge.
If it is a backup, I expect it to be Finn Davies.
36-0 Lincoln.
Davies is number 12. Eldridge is number 15.
And I'll try to see if I can spot from this distance.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's right, yeah, Eldridge is 15.
Could be also 16. Take a look. He looks a little shorter than Eldridge.
It does look like 16, which would it be Wisbrock?
Yep, he played last week. He played at the end of the game last week.
That is Wisbrock.
Yeah, and he's a freshman.
Freshman kicker and quarterback.
Chrysler Kuznick into the line, brought down for the Demos.
So it's good to see him getting some action again.
After a short gain, it'll be third down.
Injured Jefferson player. Good to see Wisbrock kicking off and getting reps at quarterback.
Sincere Severe shaking up on the play.
Good to see injured Democrat number 55. That would be
Sincere Severe.
Good to see him get back up under his own power.
43-yard line.
11 minutes left to play in the ball game.
So again, the quarterback is Emmanuel Wisbrock, the freshman.
Piersnick is the back. Wisbrock tosses to Piersnick around the right side. Piersnick catches the edge. Piersnick has a first down and more. Takes a hit at the Jefferson 40. He's a big back to try and bring down that big.
Think of that. Piersnick got 21 yards on the carry.
First and 10 Lincoln at the Demos 39-yard line.
Been the story of the night. Lincoln been able to run it all over Jefferson.
He's got 39 yards on the ground now.
Piersnick, I've liked what I've seen out of him. So Wisbrook stays in the game at tailback. At quarterback. Cameron Rank is one of the halfbacks in there right now.
Boy, Wisbrock is a tall kid.
You said he's a freshman, huh?
Yep.
I certainly wasn't that tall when I was a freshman. It's funny, some people, you grow 7 inches in high school. Some people are done growing in 8th grade. It all just depends.
Yeah, I grew when I was left college and went away, or left high school and went away to college, played baseball, and I gained about 25 pounds.
Really? So out of the gun works Wisbrock.
Look how he towers over the two backs.
Man, he does. He does. And he's going to keep it here. The big, tall Wisbrook with the first down. And they said Eldridge. I don't think that was Eldridge.
Right.
And there's a penalty for a hold.
They're confused by the number. He's 16, not 15, but
P.J. Davis made the stop.
So Wisbrook with the keeper, but it's going to be coming back.
Against Lincoln. Holding is 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Fort Lincoln will be second down.
So the holding was up near the line of scrimmage. That's what backs it up 10. Turns a big gain.
Jefferson 49-yard line.
Now the ball is at the Jefferson 49.
Lincoln 49.
Or Lincoln 49.
So second and 20. 9 minutes left to play. Wisbrock with a pitch. And 14, Zan Galton brought down immediately.
With the rush.
No gain on the play.
Michael Cheney made the stop.
9 different ball carriers.
See if we can get to 10.
I didn't realize the team had that many running backs on it.
Seriously.
It's got 9 guys carrying the ball.
We have Reverman as a receiver taking carries.
Ah, that's right, Reverman. We haven't seen Emmett Togney here in the second half.
No, that doesn't entirely surprise me. No reason for him to be in right now. So Wisbrock takes a while to get the call. Play clock could be winding down. Just over 8 minutes to play in the game. Third and 20. They motion and give it to 21, Kai Lindsay. Catching the edge. Lindsay past the original line of scrimmage. It's a good gain of 13, but it's going to be fourth down.
10 ball carriers. Lindsay needed 21. He got 11.
And we're officially at double-digit ball carriers for the Cardinals.
10. Amazing.
Could be the only time all year we see that. 7:30 left to play, fourth quarter.
I looked at all the slides.
Fourth down and 8 after a pickup of 12.
It's fourth down.
I believe that's Gordon at halfback right now. Going to motion Lindsay again. They give to Gordon up the middle. Gordon going to be hit. Stopped short of the first down, picked up 6 yards.
Turnover on downs.
Ball carrier stopped short of the line to gain the result. A turnover on downs for Jefferson. It's first down.
So as you said, Brave aptly named. It's coming back out there. See London Walker on the left side. Anthony still in the game. Ecktail back. See if they go to him again like they did on the last drive for 3 plays. All dump-offs on screen plays. And another bad snap.
Yikes.
Brave Johnson again falls on it. This time back inside the 10. And I just don't have words at this point.
Of all the snaps, that's probably the worst. It was 5 yards over his head.
And it's a loss of, wait for it, probably about 17.
It's third and another zip code to go, area code. Yeah, zip code. It's another zip
I'd like
code.
to say it's
Second down and 29.
third
yards
in Washington
after 12
County.
yards.
It's actually
Yeah.
only second, but that doesn't change our point that
Nope.
they're way behind the sticks. Complete out of the reach.
Ray Johnson's pass was intended for Matral,
Number
Brazil.
1, Brazil.
Third down, 21.
Second half here, Brave Johnson is 3 of 8 for 36
So
yards.
it's third down in the distance between Lincoln and Jefferson High School.
Probably.
5:09 left to play.
Johnson is a junior, and he's handled all this remarkably well, and he's tried to make plays. I give the kid credit. He's,
Got to give him credit.
but
It's not easy to be out there.
Nope.
What's happening? And another high snap. This time he grabs it. Tries to dump it off short to Anthony, who makes his 4th reception
Ray
of the
Johnson's
half.
pass is complete to
Picks
Robert
up a
Anthony.
couple. That's 4 receptions for Robert Anthony in this half.
4 receptions for 38 yards.
And they're gonna, usually you don't see a team go for it on 4th and 28, but it looks like that's what they're gonna do here.
Fourth down,
4:20 left
27
in the
to go.
game.
The ball is at the Jefferson 14-yard line.
He said he was.
4 minutes, 12 seconds left to play.
Right. There's no reason not to go for it.
No reason right now. They got to get it at least 27 yards. Here's a screen pass over the head of Walker, was complete to Brazil. Brazil fighting towards the sideline, gets out to the 25-yard line. And I think that's going to be a little bit short, Dave.
I think that's about 20 short.
Elijah Felton with the tackle for Lincoln.
Another turnover on downs. Lincoln will take over at the Jefferson 25.
That's a turnover on downs for Lincoln. It'll be 1st and 10. At the Jefferson
He has had 5
35-yard line.
completions the last 2 drives, has Brave Johnson.
.322 left to go here in the fourth quarter. If you think the quarter has gone fast, that's because the clock has ran the whole time.
That's because it has gone fast. With the 35-point mercy rule.
Oh shit, the Niners
Clock running. Piersnick in it back. I want to see if they're going to give it to him a lot. I like what I've seen out of Piersnick tonight. Daniel Wisbrock stays in the game, the freshman. Seen him kick off and take snaps tonight. Gonna toss it to Piersnick. Piersnick around the left side, bounces outside. Piersnick has a first down and more. Inside the 10, inside the 5. Touchdown Lincoln. Piersnick.
Richler Piersnick with a rush.
What a run. I was gonna say, I like what I see out of this kid.
26-yard touchdown run for Piersnick.
He and Togdy just been having a field day out there. I'm glad to see him get a touchdown with the game he's had, and got to say, great vision on that run, just a straight downhill attack. And I don't think anyone wanted to try to tackle Piersnick.
Nope.
Daniel Wisbrock with the point after touchdown.
And Wisbrock been taking snaps at QB. He's going to try to attempt the PAT. He got his last one blocked.
On the last 4 carries for Piersnick, he has a total of 53 yards. To go with the 12 in the first half, he has 65 for the game and a score.
And probably would have easily had over 100 if they weren't giving the ball to a really talented back named Togdy.
Whoa.
Taking away some of those yards. Bad snap, but the hold is down, and Wisbrock drills the PAT. Good kick from Wisbrock, plenty of distance on it. And Lincoln's up 43-0 with 1:40 left.
Tell you about one of our other great sponsors, and that's Garfinkel Orthodontics. They've been celebrating 50 years of helping Portland smile. Dr. Judah is a Portland Lincoln alumni from 1992, and the entire team at Garfinkel Orthodontics are proud to support Lincoln High School and excited to help your family smile. Complimentary consultations at garfinkelortho.com.
Location next Friday, September 29th, the Demos and the Generals.
So see if Manuel Wisbrock will be in to kick off again.
Freshman getting a time at quarterback, leading a score, kicking off.
He's doing it all. Again, tall for a freshman. He's got to be over 6 foot.
Might get votes in our player of the game.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it has to be Togdy at that point, though.
Right.
What he did.
Right.
But Wisbrock with the dynamic doing it all.
And it's good to see, because late in the game last week he had an interception, and he's certainly bounced back from that.
Absolutely. Great to see this from Lincoln.
Now the question is, can the Cardinal pitch a shutout?
They'll have to hold on for one more stop.
Minute 40.
Left
Clock running now.
Oh, okay, so off the whistle it starts with the kickoff.
Yep.
I was wondering why it dipped from 142 to 130. High kickoff from Wisbrock to the 15. Missed tackle, but bottled up and breaking to the outside is Brazil.
On trial, Brazil with the return.
Brought down by Wisbrock.
Made the stop.
He really is doing it all.
Is this the farthest Jefferson has been in the game?
I think it
Because they haven't been in Lincoln territory, I don't think.
It just might be, Dave.
1st and 10, Jefferson.
Credit Wisbrock, the kicker, for making a very physical tackle there. I'll tell you what,
All right.
I couldn't make a tackle when I was the kicker. I was not the same athlete as Wisbrock. So Brave Johnson will have to brave out one more possession. And they're trying to substitute guys onto the field right now. There's only 30 seconds left in the football game.
Might be the last play.
It could be the last play as Johnson dumps it off short. There's Anthony again, puts his foot in the ground. Now he might be off to the races. Anthony down the sideline, tripped up, dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Jefferson, Robert Anthony.
Johnson's pass complete to Robert Anthony.
Good to see Braves' final play.
Jefferson.
Final pass be a touchdown.
I wish I hadn't have said shut up.
Officially run out. So on the final play of the game, it's fitting that it's a dump off to Robert Anthony. He's a promising looking back. He's a back, and almost all his yards were through the air.
Exactly. Last play of the game.
Last play of the game, because I don't even know if they're going to let
Whoa,
it
whoa, whoa, whoa. The clock shows 0. The teams are headed off the field.
Well, I think Jefferson was thinking maybe about the PAT, but they're going to call it. They're not going to do the PAT.
Robert Anthony with the touchdown as time expires.
So
the
43-6 is our final score.
Congratulations to the Cardinals. It's 43.
Cardinals pick up
Lincoln,
their second straight win and improving 2-0 in PIL
Lincoln
play.
travels next Friday, September 29th.
Last play of the game, Jefferson scores on a 55-yard touchdown pass from Brave Johnson to Rob Anthony for the score. Did they try the extra point?
I don't think they let him try.
Time.
I think that's the rule. Time expires.
Right.
Help us out, pick up a little trash.
So with the 43-6 score, let's go over some stats, especially all of them from the first half with Togny, who didn't play in the second half.
All right, I gave you the first half stats at the end of the first half. Let's talk about the second half. Only one score in the third quarter, and that was a 3-yard run by Abe Blackman coming at the 5:14 mark. Point after touchdown was missed. Our score was 36-0. In the fourth quarter, each team scored. The Cardinals scored at the 2:26 mark on a 25-yard run by Piersnick. The point after touchdown was by Wisbrock, and made it 43-0. And then the last play of the game, the score for Jefferson, a 55-yard pass from Johnson to Anthony, that coming at the end of the clock, and that made our final score 43-6. I was going to look if there were any stats that really stood out.
I'd say Emmett Togny's first half stats quite likely did.
Right, and he didn't have a carry in the second half. He wound up with 161 yards rushing. And
140 in the first quarter, right?
Right, and 190 yards total offense in the game. Liam Eldridge for the game was a total of 6 of 13 for 87 yards. I think that's the big stats.
And Eldridge with, that, of course, that rushing touchdown might have been his best play of the game. How many total touchdowns did Togny have? I know he had a receiving touchdown. 2? Okay.
Well, let me look at that again.
He had a receiving touchdown.
He had a rushing touchdown in the first, a rushing touchdown he had 2 rushing touchdowns in the first. No, he had 3 touchdowns.
Total, okay.
2 rushing in the first, 1 in the second. So I want to tell you about our other great sponsor, and that's Elite Real Estate. Michelle Shaylan is our dedicated realtor at Elite Real Estate. She strongly supports Cardinal football, just like a strong offensive line. Are you ready to score your next home? Make contact with her today.
And Lincoln with their second straight win, as we've mentioned, Dave, as you were talking about, being shut out against Bend and Newburgh their first couple of games. It's great to put this type of score on the board, see how the teams come together. And as I mentioned, they must have had a good week of practice, because even though they won last week, this seems like a much better performance.
Certainly, I was looking back at those stats I was keeping on the totals. That's 55 points scored on the season for the Cardinal, and they've given up 56-75 when they were down at one time, 55-0. So certainly the offense has really stepped it up the last 2 weeks, 55 points on offense.
Lincoln Cardinals, and you said they gave it to 10 different backs tonight?
10 different backs carried the ball, counting 2 quarterbacks. All right, great job tonight, Ben.
So, from Oregon Sports Beat, thank you for listening in. Final score, Lincoln 43,
All right.
Jefferson 6.
We got some people we want to thank before we sign off. All right. We want to thank Jefferson High School for their hospitality. Want to thank the coaches, especially want to thank Coach Cody Snoffer tonight for his help before we started the game. Our crew tonight, let's see, we got Sam on the camera. We got Steve back on the audio. Alva, our engineer. My broadcast partner, Ben. Ben, good job on the play-by-play.
Dave, great job tonight.
I want to remind you, we are Oregon Sports Beat. You can go to our website, OregonSportsBeat.com. We have our schedule up for the rest of the month here in September. Our next football game is next Friday night at Franklin, Lincoln on the road at Franklin. Last away game before they play 4 home games. So again, thanks for joining us from Jefferson High School. Our final score tonight is Lincoln 43, Jefferson 6. Good night, everybody.